Welcome to Behind the Smoke Screens, where we give you a raw and unfiltered look at what it's like to run a business as young entrepreneurs. In our line of work, we have the pleasure of creating relationships with a variety of characters. Influencers, athletes, models, digital media gurus, CEOs, and industry experts. And we'll be inviting them on to share with you. Sit back, grab a sip and a smoke as we take you behind the smoke screens. Welcome to another episode of Behind the Smoke Screens. This episode is brought to you by Ice Age Management, McDonald's. We don't have any McDonald's, but we're thinking about McDonald's, and we're loving it.
I'm loving it.
Love it.
Today, we have a very special guest, Mr. Edward Taylor. Thanks for coming on. He's a part of our family, Havana Phil's forever. Been in our life, very, very special person. We wouldn't be here without Big Ed. And, you know, it's only fitting to have him on the podcast, talk some shit, have some fun, smoke some good cigars. This is what we do.
That's what we do, baby.
Yes, sir.
We love it. Are you
So,
going to introduce me, or are you just
this is our co-host, Laura Clark.
Hi.
Susie Cream Cheese, minus the F.
That's good.
She's having a good time. What are you drinking today, Susie?
Today I'm having a water with lime. I'm trying to hydrate. Fitness guru.
Working? Are you working out?
Yeah.
Heck
always.
yeah. What's on the regimen?
On my workout regimen, it's
Diet, are you getting serious, or are you just like a casual thing?
It's a casual thing. I don't want to get too far into it. I don't want to lay all my secrets out on the table. So
Right.
yeah.
You want to see some results.
Sure.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Don't want to give all my progress away. So
Well, I used to be 5-6 days a week in the gym, and was hard at it, man. Muscle mass was nice, and then got hit with the diagnosis. Yeah, so kind of threw us back a little bit.
What are we smoking today?
Whoa, yes, we have the Havana Phil Forever Room 101 series made exclusively for us.
Ooh.
wow.
Very delicious. I'm just smoking it for the first time. You gave me 2 sticks from the Thursday event, but I haven't smoked them, so.
Oh, this is the first time.
First time I'm smoking it, yeah.
So what do you think so far?
What's your review?
One puff review.
One puff review. Oh my God. Well, I tell you what, it's a nice mild medium, very balanced, not a lot of bite to it. It's aged well. Yeah, and I think it's just gonna get better. If you let it sit for a couple months, it'll get even more tastier. But it's good now.
And
I'm enjoying it.
you taste a lot of that Maduro wrapper.
Yeah.
Because it's a Lonsdale. The Lonsdale is typically thinner.
I'm not a fan of the shape, but I'm a fan of the taste of the Lonsdales. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Looks funny in my hands being the size I am, but they're really tasty.
That's the reason you don't like it?
It just looks aesthetically, it looks weird in my hand because it's not, I'm a decent sized guy. It just looks like a kind of a girly smoke a little bit, but
They don't
it's
call
great
you
taste.
Big Ed for no reason.
Girl, yeah, now I'm Schmedium Ed.
Schmedium
my
Ed.
I used to be Big Ed. I'm Schmedium Ed now.
Yeah.
So
But don't get it twisted.
He'll still fuck you up.
just so we're clear. For our viewers who might not know you so well, tell us a little bit about your start here at Havana Phil's and what kind of role you played and that kind of good stuff.
Okay. Well, I used to work for in Whippany, New Jersey. That was my first retail gig.
Oh, we don't say that word.
The
Just
other
censor it
guys
right out.
Yeah.
in Burlington
Right.
that shall not be mentioned. But I used to work at the headquarters in Whippany with Lou Rothman, who owned all the boroughs in Selma, Statesville. And I started there retail, and then I started working for the Shermans corporate office in the retail store on Fifth Avenue, New York, and they basically made me an offer I couldn't refuse to move down to Greensboro in the manufacturing facility. And that's where I saw Phil. He used to come through the office. I'm like, who's that guy? And my boss, Amy, said, that's Phil. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's going to start a cigar shop. I was like, really? I said, well, if he needs help, tell him I'm his man. You know,
The Shermans, as in Nat Sherman.
Nat Sherman, yeah. Nat Sherman, who sold a while ago and then went defunct.
And
like a year
they
ago.
made premium cigars and cigarettes, right?
Cigarettes, yes, yeah. The Fantasias, which are great cigarettes. Everybody loved them, but they did away with them. It's a shame.
Why?
I think it was like some legal ramification. I can't remember what, but it was something legal. They just got rid of them. I think the colors. They said the colors were enticing to kids, and FDA gave them a lot of BS about it.
So there's cigarettes that were colored?
Yeah, they had pastel colors and gold tip. Very chic, very nice cigarettes.
That's pretty tight.
I had a pack just to when I went out to offer to the ladies. The ladies loved them.
When you were that was when you were in New York,
yeah,
right?
we did events, and I made sure I always had a pack of Fantasias with me because the ladies loved the Fantasias.
They like
very
the pink
chic,
ones, the blue ones.
very chic, very great conversation piece. You open up one of those, and people start asking you questions as to what are those, and they're so nice, and you pass them out, and so it was nice. But anyway, Phil came through, and I saw him, and I told Amy, and she contacted Phil and said, well, Ed is versed in his retail experience. He knows about retail, and he could help you with your shop up the street here in the first store. And so he said,
This was what year? Like 2010?
Like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that.
Nah.
Yeah. I'm a bit fuzzy on dates, man, but yeah, it was like 5-6 years ago.
No, this was 2000. This was right when we opened.
Yeah.
2010.
Yeah.
So that's close to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Time
that's
flies
right.
when you're having
That's
fun.
right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, this whole thing is just, I get foggy sometimes, and like dates kind of escape me. And when we go back and talk like this, it's like, yeah, that's right, it's about 10 years ago. Jesus Christ.
Right.
What drew you to Havana Phil? Was there something about him that you thought he'd be somebody
Well,
good to
he was
work
very
with?
bombastic and very impressionable, and I noticed that about him, and I was like, okay, this guy is not he's not shy in conversation, and I was like, okay, I like this guy, and so that's what drew me to him. And we're a lot alike in a lot of ways. We like the same music. He's 10 years younger than me, but we listened to the same music and had the same sensibilities, and we just gelled real good. We like to be in each other's company.
Yeah.
And I'm a big person. I like to be, people I like to be in their company. We don't have to talk really. We just sit there and enjoy each other's company.
Enjoy the silence.
And
yeah.
I like that. And so I went to the store, and he said, yeah, you can work part-time. And then he propositioned me to work full-time because he was opening a bigger store, and he needed someone to see about the old store while he was seeing about the new construction of this place. And so he couldn't do both. And so I stayed there, held that down, the old store. He came and oversaw the construction with Bob Isner.
Bobby.
And he got it done, man. He put a lot of money and thought into the place, the ventilation system, which cost him a lot of money, and just building the place out the way he liked it, because he traveled a lot when he was working at his father's company, and he saw a lot of lounges that he liked, and he tried to incorporate everything in this lounge that he liked in the other lounges. And so he made it happen. God bless him. He made it happen. And it was our we wanted to basically make this what we did till we were old. He was old. This was his retirement plan.
Yeah.
We were gonna sit here and just be old men and just hang out because we love cigars. We're cigar guys. We wouldn't think of dreaming of doing anything else. And it's not work. We're not gonna be millionaires doing it, but it's what we love to do.
Yeah.
We'd be members here if we didn't own the place. We'd be here hanging like everybody else because we love cigars.
They always they always told me that they were gonna build a bench out front of the shop.
Yeah.
And they're gonna sit there and just talk shit to me
Talk
all
shit
day.
like two old birds.
Yeah.
Like the old men in the balcony at the Muppet Show. Yeah, just talking junk to people. Because, it's our everyday flex. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I miss him so much, man. Jesus.
Yeah, and it's really cool because we get to carry on the legacy and carry that out for him and bring that enthusiasm and everything to the shop that we do. But we have some hiccups in the roads, and I guess let's address that.
Well, I tell you, when we got here and we started working the place, and when he got the diagnosis, it took us aback. It took him aback, definitely. And he was saying, like, damn, I set this place up. I got it the way I want, and now this thing hits me. Like, damn it, this is bad timing. Mm-hmm. And so, I talked to him, and he said, it is what it is. It's sometimes in life you can't control things that happen to you. You just got to play the cards you're dealt. And I understand that now because I got dealt some cards with my kidney failure, and I understood that. He said, you know what, you got to play the cards you're dealt because life will throw some monkey wrenches at you. Mm-hmm. And from there, you have to figure out what you're going to do, for better or for worse, and roll with the punches. Some things you can't control. And once you understand that, you just deal with it the best way you can. And it's mostly mental after that. And that's how I've been living life now. Mm-hmm. Things are not the same. COVID really threw a monkey wrench in everything. Mm-hmm. And I got to give you kudos, man, because after your father passed and you took the reins, there's a lot of things you didn't know. And I didn't know. And I couldn't help you because he didn't tell me, he didn't tell you. But you had to figure it out, and you figured it out. Yeah. And you grabbed that ball and you ran with it like a champ, man. And everybody I talk to notices that. Your mother, me, they're like, yeah, Philip Michael's doing a great job. Your father would be very proud of you. I tell people that all the time. I was like, dude. And I knew my job to help you was to hold down retail so you didn't have to worry about retail. Mm-hmm. You could worry about all the other back office stuff. Yeah. What passwords, what accounts he had that he didn't tell any. And you had to figure that out. Yeah. And I couldn't help you because he didn't tell me. So I knew that. And I said, okay, well, my job is to make your life as far as retail, you don't have to worry about that. I got that.
Yeah, and like when we opened up, I said we wouldn't be here without you. Yeah. Because during that time, like, I was trying to figure everything out. It was like a big fucking Rubik's Cube. Like I had no idea where anything was supposed to go. I had no idea, like, how to log into anything. Right. It was just a guessing game. Right. And the whole back end of running the business was just a mystery, and you were up there just holding it down. But then we got hit with that your shit.
Oh yeah, well.
And that was really, really tough for you. It was tough for me. So let's dive into that and like talk about that because it's definitely on people's minds. People are asking about it all the time. Every single day, people ask how you're doing.
Yeah, well, I'm ex-military, and in the military, they basically they fatigue your body to where all you have to work with is your mind. Mm-hmm. So they'll stress your body and then make you do tasks. So all you have is your mind because your body's gonna fail you. Right. And so they put you in that mode where you have to use your mind when your body's stressed or your body's not working for you. And so once you learn that and learn how to do that, which they teach you in basic training in the service, you kind of learn how to, everything's mental. Everybody lives in their own mind and everything's mental. So when you get a challenge, you have to think your way through it, because sometimes you can't muscle your way through it. So it's all here. You get depressed or something happens where you don't feel like doing it. You have to basically go dig deep and do it and get it done somehow, some way. Because there's some days I don't feel like doing a thing or my body's not working with me, and so I dig deep in my mental and get it done somehow. It's a daily struggle. Fatigue is a big part of dialysis. Your kidney does a lot for you that you don't know. Just cleaning out your system and your core temperature. Because like now, I'm cold a lot. Your kidneys regulate your body core temperature, and I didn't know that until it happened. You know, and the feeling you get when you're working out and you're tired and you take that like 20-minute break, you kind of feel like that all the time because your muscles are fatigued easily. And so walking up the flight of steps is a struggle now. It's like, damn, man, you can do that, no problem. Matter of fact, when I found out that I was that my kidneys were failing, I was in the gym. I used to go 5 days a week, drink a gallon of water, and I was doing bench press and my warm up, and I didn't have any energy in my warm up, and that's not like me. You know, that's like 445s for the warm up, bench press, and that's like just the warm up. And then I'd go like maybe 345s and like maybe 225s on the side and do like 7, 8 of them. And that was a good 3 sets of those was a good chest day. I had nothing at warm up and I knew something was wrong. So I went to the doctor and he said my kidneys were failing and they were going to slowly deteriorate to where you're going to need to do dialysis, where you do the hemo where they stick you in the arm with these big ass needles. 3-4 days a week, which was torture. And then somebody said, okay, you could do a peritoneal.
When you were doing the hemo, you were in a center, right?
Yes, you go in center and they stick you with these needles where it takes blood out of you, put blood back in, clean it and put the blood back in. And you get cold. Once you lose a little bit of blood, you get really cold. And so you're in this cold ass room with all these other people. It's very, it was horrible. I don't wish that on anybody. And so a nurse said, why don't you do peritoneal? You're relatively young, you're not diabetic. You can do it at home where it's more, it's safer. You're not around all these people with their germs. It's just you at your house. It's more private. I was like, yeah, let's look into that. And so they did a thing where they give you, they put a holes in your peritoneum cavity where it does like a dialysis, where the fluid that you put in the system, there's a membrane where where all the fluids that are like not good for you, that your kidneys filter, basically transfer to you through your peritoneum cavity, goes into the fluid, and then it dumps it out.
And
so basically the machine's taking a pee every
port.
night. Yeah,
there's
a port. There's a port right here in my abdomen, and I have a little thing, so it hooks up.
And
then,
how long have you been wearing that?
About 2 years now. Yeah, so I hook up every night 5:30 in the machine. The machine does everything for me, and I'm asleep about 9-10 hours. So I'm in the bed by 5:30 like a woman, and I'm off by 7:30. But the machine does all the work. I'm at home. I'm comfortable. I have my tablet. I watch movies and stuff, and it's very comfortable. And I enjoy it. But the biggest part of it is psychological. You have to basically understand that you'll have bouts of depression where you feel, just shitty about everything. Your body's always aching and not working with you, but it's all mental, and I lock into that. I've always been a mental person, and I don't let it dog me, and I don't feel like I'm going nowhere no time soon. I got another 35, 40. I think most people whose demise is imminent, they could feel that, and you could feel. My mother used to work in a hospital, and she told the people who were going to pass away, they knew it, they could feel it.
They talk about it all
they
the
talk
time.
about it a lot. And so I don't feel that way. I feel it's just a hiccup in the road, an obstacle I got to hurdle, and once I hurdle it, it'll be a story to tell.
Right.
Yeah, I remember when I was doing this, and now I got the transplant, and I'm back at it. I'm doing my thing. And the social aspect of it, like hanging out here after work and just drinking a beer or two and just hanging, I miss that. I miss the social interaction. I don't have much of a social life.
But now you're working to get on the transplant list.
Yeah, I just came yesterday. I was at Wake Forest. I'm gonna go through Wake Forest. They're taking me through the steps of the whole process. I mean, they've done it 1,000 times. It's a whole ABCD of doing it. So I'm at the part now where I'm going to solicit friends and family to get tested, who wants to get tested. And then if I have a match from, say, one of my kids or my siblings, that they could do that with a living donor, which is preferable to a deceased donor. Guy get hit by a motorcycle, they,
Right.
if he's a donor, I get the kidney if it matches up. And so I have to be ready. Once I'm on the list, I have to be ready to go 24 hours. So I could be here like Mr. Taylor. I get the call. I have my bags in the car. Wake Forest, I go. And so after that, it'll be like going to the doctor twice a week for like the first couple weeks, and then maybe once a month, and then once a year. But after that, you have to take non-rejection medicine in perpetuity. So I have to take this medicine for the rest of my life, so the kidney doesn't reject, because the body will see it as a foreign matter and try to kill it, because it's not recognizing it as your own organ.
Do you know the odds of somebody that you know or your friends and family matching with you to match up and be able to donate a kidney to you?
If I had to guess, it'd be either my son or my daughter, or one of my brothers. I have 3 brothers.
But isn't that still very unlikely? Like 1 in a million shot?
I don't know. I didn't get the numbers on that. Matter of fact, it's a good question to ask the doctors when I go back. But that would be the most likely living donor odds I'd have for living donors.
Like a blood relative?
Blood relative, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so. And then the deceased donor is not optimal, but it'll still work. And after that, you get a good 20, 35 years of life with somebody else's organ. But you have to take that medicine every day. You cannot miss a dose, because its rejection is instantaneous if you don't take the dosages. So I can't mess around with that.
What was your initial reaction when you heard that? Because listening to you talk about it now, you seem so calm, so
Cavalier.
collected. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you have the best attitude that anybody could possibly have out of this situation.
This is anything in life. You could go cry, or you could buck up and handle it to the best that you get. You got to play the cards you dealt the best you can. And if you crap out, that's life. That's life. That's Phil used to say. That's it. If you do what you can, and the rest you really have no control. So you leave that up to God. That's it. And so once you do that, you can live more stress-free. Yeah. Because it can be stressful if you let it be, and I won't let it be. And I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm gonna handle it up and man up and do the best I can. And then if it's time to check out, deuces. That's it. None of us are leaving here alive. We're all dying out of here. Right. You get what you get.
Every day, if I would bitch about something, there was some sort of instance that I'd be really just bitching and moaning and complaining, Ed would sing that song to me. Yeah. That's just life, dude.
That's life. Your father used to sing that.
Get over that shit.
We said, that's life. Yeah. So we play Sinatra in the private lounge, and that comes up, that song in there. Every time it comes up, Big Phil singing, that's life. And I thought that was interesting, because even when he was suffering from his kidney thing, he'd sing the song, and I was like, yeah, bro, I feel you, man. That's life. That's how it goes. And you do the best you can. That's it.
So where were you in your life when this happened with your dad, and kind of how did you adapt to working with Ed and getting to know one another a little bit better?
Oh, shit. Well, I was Ed's understudy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
For what, like 2 years before?
Yeah.
And I was just the bitch of the shop. Like, I would mop, I would sweep, like, whatever Ed told me to do, like, that's what I had to do. And he wasn't mean about it or anything, but, I was just learning from the experienced folks, and it was a great opportunity. But then my dad got diagnosed with cancer. Ed got diagnosed with a kidney failure. On top of that, on a personal level, my sister was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Pepper. Yeah.
And it was like a whirlwind effect of like, what the fuck is going on? Like, everyone is getting diagnosed with something. So I didn't know how to react to it. But then, like, Ed came in the store, and, like, he had just come from the hospital or, like, passed out or something. And, like, my dad was just coming from chemo. And they would come in the store and just be these positive, like, figures in life, And I had to take that in, and I processed it, and I was like, how can I bitch about something like this when these guys are in such a disadvantaged situation? They have something going on that I have nothing like to compare to, and they're being so positive. I have to be very, very positive, and that's kind of what it showed me. And you know, the positivity that Big Ed brought to us really just rubbed off on the whole team, and we just kept it rolling.
You know, Joel Sherman actually told me, Ed, if it ain't fun, don't do it. And that stuck with me. That, and be upfront with everything you do. You know, he was old school handshake. He was a handshake guy.
Yeah.
If he said it, he meant it. His word was his bond, and I respect. And your father's like that, and I noticed that about him, and that's why I left Nat Sherman, which was a great spot to be with Phil, because I noticed he was a handshake, look you in the eye guy, and he
Your
meant
word
what he
is
said.
your
Right.
value.
His
Yeah.
word was his bond, and I could appreciate that, and I rolled with him, and I bought into his dream of this place, because I'm a big person. I'm old school too, man. Handshake and a smile, and if it ain't fun, don't do it. And we have fun doing this, and so we could sleep here if we had to instead of going home. Be cheaper. We actually thought about putting cots in the basement. We just slept in the basement. The hell go home for? We got to come here like early in the morning and do it again. So why the hell go home?
Yeah, I always remembered if Ed had a rough weekend, and I don't know what really happened, but like if he had a rough weekend, he would come in on Monday and he'd be like, "God damn, did I wake up here?"
Yeah. So it's yeah, man. But we're doing it, man, and we'll be back to where it was post COVID. COVID really put a monkey wrench in everything, because I was here before COVID working, and then with COVID, I'm high risk, So even this is kind of dangerous for me being this close to people. I try not to be that close to people, just not to get infected, because who the hell knows what this COVID is? What's going on? The post COVID now, things are coming out as to what's going on, what is really COVID? Did this guy really die of COVID, or was it a pre-existing condition plus the COVID that killed him? So we still don't know what the hell's going on. So I just played cautious and just I'm not here all the time. I just come and do the invoices and smoke a cigar and then go home. But I don't hang like I used to. And so I'm trying to get back to that. Once I get the transplant, I'll be back here annoying everybody like I used to.
Singing.
We're looking forward to that.
This guy sings all day.
I love music. And your father loved music. We'd sing here and we just sing sometimes. A good song will come on that we both know from the 70s, and we'll be here singing. Nobody's here, no customers. We just start, And Juan Lopez, we did an event and Juan Lopez came, and he's a singer. So we're sitting there singing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Juan. I like Juan. Juan Lopez with Gurkha.
What's your best memory from working together?
With Big Phil?
I'm sure there's many, but I'm just
It had
curious
to be.
know.
It had to be just us here talking shit to each other. That's part of being here. You got to talk shit to the person that. And now I talk shit to him. He talks shit to me because we love each other.
Of course.
If we didn't like each other, I don't have nothing to say to you. So if I talk shit to you, that means I like you. It's weird. It's a weird thing, but it's a cigar shop thing. In Jersey, it's even worse. They're rough in Jersey. Oh my God. But here we just we enjoy each other's company. We talk, mess with each other. But at the end of the day, we'll go have dinner and hang out, or But we like each other's company, and that's very important. And sometimes we just don't say anything. We just sit here and we're quiet and we enjoy each other's company. And sometimes we're just talking junk. Sometimes we get mad at each other, but it's like, you're an asshole. You're an asshole. Come on, let's get some meat. Yeah, that was it. Good man. Good man.
So, you're a huge fan of music. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
What's on your playlist?
Oh, well, I'm a huge Prince fan. I listen to a lot of Prince. I listen to a lot of 70s, 80s music. In my mind, the new music is I don't know, maybe I'm getting old, but the new music now, it doesn't appeal to me. I try to like it. I listen to it and I try to get into it, but I can't. Some guys I do like, but most of the music now, I like the old school music. They have a lot of lyrics. The lyrics were great, Smokey Robinson, oh my God, lyricist. Nile Rodgers. Nile Rodgers worked for Diana Ross, did production for Duran Duran, did that song, We Up All Night to Get Some, the new song. He does, so those guys
Is
were
that Bruno
musicians.
Mars?
It's
Bruno Mars
to get lucky.
and those guys with the mask on, those guys.
Daft Punk,
yeah.
Okay.
So, right. So, I'm a huge person of rhythm and lyrics. You have to have great lyrics. You have to great music to go with. These guys now, they have great rhythm, but the lyrics are like, what the fuck? What did he say? The mumble rap. What the hell is that? It doesn't convey a message. I mean, Smokey Robinson, you listen to the lyrics and read the lyrics, you're like, oh my God, this guy's prolific. Relatable, yeah. And it's not overt. It's all subtle innuendos as to liking a woman and wanting to court a woman. Now it's like, break it over. Come on, man. That's not sexy. I'm old school, I'm Mr. Pull the chair out for the lady and that type thing. And
First class.
Yeah, it's old school, man. And we're missing that, I think, in society. The old school vibe of everything. Everything's too overt and in your face, and there's no subtleness to it, no romance, And
Instant
I'm a romantic.
gratification. Instant
Yeah,
gratification.
instant gratification. Yeah, I'm a romantic. I remember I was talking to Patrice, my good buddy here. I was in the 5th grade, and my song that I liked was "Love TKO" by Teddy Pendergrass. In the 5th grade, and it's a song about being in love twice and getting, the shaft both times, and it's called "Love TKO," technical knockout.
How does it go?
Looking back over the years, I guess I shedded some tears. I told myself time and time again, this time I'm gonna win. But the premise of the song is,
Is that country?
No, that's R&B.
Okay.
R&B. Teddy Pendergrass was the number 1 song in 1980 in the R&B charts. And I'm in the 5th grade, like that was my song. Like I was like, what the hell you know about love in the 5th grade? But you couldn't tell me I wasn't a romantic,
Right.
So I'm a romantic, and I guess it's a double-edged sword. Some women can't get with that. They're like, he's too needy. But I think
You're somebody who's been true from the beginning, though, because I remember, and I'm sure you probably feel this way too, listening to my parents' music and not loving it at the time, but now, my mom was James Taylor's biggest fan and still is.
Oh my God.
And didn't love him at the time. I've probably been to, I would say, 10 or 12 James Taylor concerts.
Really?
Yeah, as
Wow.
a child, because my mom would just bring me along.
Right.
And now that's probably one of my favorite
You went on tour with him.
So did my mom.
Well, the sensibility of older folks, the music they play, you can't relate it to until you grow up a little bit, and then you're like, okay, I understand that now.
I feel
I
that.
understand Love TKO now.
Uh-huh.
I'm 52, and I'm like, yeah, Teddy, I understand now. I was singing the lyrics before, but I understand the lyrics now.
But you had that intuition.
Yeah. It's just part of growing up, man. You live and you learn and you experience things, and then you kind of understand all the stuff you've been hearing and seeing from the older folks. And it's like, okay, I understand now. I got kids now. I understand now what and God will basically throw on you the kids that you have, and they start doing things that you used to do. And now you find yourself saying the things your parents used to say, like, God, I used to hate when my parents said that. Now I'm saying it. But you understand now. It all makes sense now.
Well, yeah, I would be in the car with my dad and he'd play 70s hits. I hated it when I was in high school. But now that I'm here, we play 70s hits every single day in the retail. And I see the draw to it because it's just so happy. It's upbeat.
It's familiar
And
to a lot of
people
people.
are hop, jumping, and skipping to the register. Like, oh, I love this song.
Yeah, we'd had some days where a song would come on and we just, we start singing, man. It was a beautiful thing. Yeah, music transforms you to different days and things you did in your life, and the song come on and you remember, oh yeah, I was at a picnic and this girl and it was a good time, and it brings you back. Music brings you back. Smells and songs will bring you back.
Yeah.
It's I've had scent fragrances or somebody's wearing a fragrance. Oh my God, that smells like I know you.
I wear men's cologne, so that's
Really?
that's probably not true
Interesting.
for me. So
Why do you do
Interesting.
that?
Why do you do that?
I like the way it smells better than women's perfume.
Personal
Interesting.
preference.
I was told once that gray flannel
Uh-huh.
is a fragrance by wasn't Pierre Cardin. I can't remember who makes gray flannel, but this one girl told me, like, you wear that every time, you got a shop, buddy.
Yeah.
Wearing gray flannel. Oh my God.
The secret sauce.
The secret sauce. Well, some women like certain smell. Well, when I buy fragrances,
familiar for some reason.
when I buy fragrances, I always ask the suggestion of the ladies there, and they'll tell me, "Oh, I love this one," or "I love this one," and that's what I go with.
I will say I get more compliments wearing men's cologne than I ever do wearing women's perfume.
It's kind of weird.
I have two. I have a Burberry for women and Gucci Bloom, and then those are like the women's perfumes, and then I wear another one that's men's cologne.
What is it?
I don't know. It comes in a black bottle and it has like a star on top.
I like that. I like that. Izzy Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi. But it's a nice bottle of immense torso, and he always has great fragrances. And a Prada I'm wearing now. That's really, really nice. Really nice fragrances. Slightly musky, slightly sweet, but I love fragrances. I go to the shop, man, like $200.
But it'll last you.
I'm a bit of a mensch. Is that mensch? It's cheap. Is that what's the Jewish word for mensch? Is it mensch for cheap?
No, mensch is like a good guy.
That's the mensch on the bench you're thinking of.
Well,
mensch on a bench.
I'm a cheapskate with certain things. Certain things I'm not. But fragrances, I'm like, oh fuck, $300. Okay, I'll take them.
It'll last me 3 years. We're good.
Well, I go through them, but
everybody has their vice like that.
Yeah, that's one of my vices.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, I work here, and most of the cigars, it's we're tasting them because we just got them in. So we like the new cigars, like the new Oliva Maduro. I gotta clean that up. That's really gonna bug me. That's the other thing.
Pause. I was a big party foul there, Ed.
I got big feet. And I'm not usually a leg crosser, but for some reason my thighs got thinner, so I could cross my legs a lot more comfortably now.
Yeah.
Because I've lost all this muscle mass and weight. I used to be an average like 285, and now I'm like down to like somewhere like 220.
Damn.
So I lost a lot of muscle mass, which is one of the things I want to get back to the gym once I get the transplant. I get back to my 5 days a week and eating. A lot of things I've been trying to do is eat healthier. I actually went on a vegan binge a couple months ago for about 9 months. I was eating straight alkaline foods, and the protein was chickpeas, and I had like a protein plant-based powder that I was using, but it still wasn't enough to keep my protein up. I have to keep my protein up, my albumin, as the doctor was saying, which is protein, and you need to keep the protein so you don't get infections. And so the vegan lifestyle wasn't doing it. None of the protein. Doc put his foot down on me. He said, look, Ed, I know what you're trying to do with the vegan lifestyle. It's like, you need more meat. You got to put meat in your diet. And so I had to go back to the chicken and fish for the most part. Not a whole lot of beef, but chicken and fish. And so I go to Deep Roots.
Except for those beef jerkies.
Yeah.
This motherfucker walks in the shop with beef jerkies every day.
Yeah, you know what? The beef jerkies is a quick protein source, but the problem with it is a lot of preservatives and salt.
Give us one cigar that you've really, really like gravitated towards, and that you just can't stop smoking.
That's good. That new, fairly new, is the Camacho Nicaragua. I like that cigar. It's got flavor, but it's not overpowering. It's very smooth. It's a cigar you can pick up and not really think about. Sometimes you want to smoke and not have to think about the cigar. Some of the heavy ones you have to sit and you're like, oh shit, I better slow down on this. It'll beat me up. But it's a great smoke. Camacho Nicaragua, very good blend. I find myself gravitating to that a lot.
It's good for the golf course.
Real, yeah.
Affordable. You don't have to think about
Right.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the one recently that I've been smoking a lot of, and sometimes I'm like, yo, you smoke too many of these, man. You got to slow down. But the great smoke, Camacho Nicaragua, I highly recommend it.
Good deal.
Smoke.
Any last words?
Me? No, this has just been so much fun. You have the best personality and the best attitude, probably of anyone I know. You're just so positive and so calm, cool, collected. It's a pleasure.
I thank you. It's a coping mechanism.
Well, you're doing great at it.
Thank you. Yeah,
this has been really
and
fun.
hopefully people can learn from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it's years of skinning your knees and figuring things out. You know, life does that. You either change it or you continue to repeat the same mistakes. So I like to learn from my mistakes and other people's mistakes even better. That teaches you a lot. So I talk to old folks. Old folks will tell you what to do and not to do, and they'll tell you, look, don't do that, don't do this. And you're like, okay, pop. And it works out.
Pop.
So, live and learn.
I love it. Is there anything else you would like to talk about or ask us before we sign off here?
How's things been going since the COVID? I know you've been doing things like implementing the wines, which is working out, and the wine and cigar packages, and I see you doing that. And I know the COVID thing was kind of rough for you. And me not here helping out, and the new guys coming, you have to teach them, and they seem to be working out. Joshua, I like him.
Yeah,
I like him. Miguel too, but Joshua, he's a good guy.
Yeah,
he's a good guy.
So I mean, staffing's obviously been an issue. You know, we've been rotating them, and then I've got these new guys. They're really, really amazing people, and hopefully they work out and we grow together and you create that family bond like we have. You know, but COVID, I mean, COVID's kind of a blessing in disguise because we're in the middle of a cigar boom. You know, Cigar, Aficionado, Half Wheel, the Cigar Journal, they're all reporting that we're in the middle of a cigar boom that is bigger than the 90s.
Really?
And in the 90s, you know, it was The Sopranos. It was The Godfather. It was like, you know, everyone was being influenced by Hollywood. And, you know, the economy was doing really, really well. And now we're at a point where it just seems like, you know, this is the cigar boom. Mm-hmm. But we won't take it for granted. It's day by day. You know, that's retail. And, you know, we have to strategize and come up with new, fresh ideas every single day. And just keep it rolling. So that's the mentality now.
Cool. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in.
Sign us off.
And as we say, we love you guys.
Yeah, man.
We love you guys. You have to imitate Phil. That's how we do it.
We love you guys.
But deeper.
I put on the big Phil look. That's our anchor look. I have a picture of us. We're at the Canes game, and we went up to the booth with the announcers, and we sat there with the mics, and we had to put our anchor faces on. It was so much fun. I miss that.
Iconic picture.
Because we
used that recently too.
Sometimes he'd go to the game. He'd have nobody to go to the game to. He's like, "We're here about to close it. Hey, you want to go game? Sure, let's go." So we run out there and have a good time. A couple of the Star Wars nights were, oh man, we had a blast.
Yeah, my ass was stuck here working, and you guys were out there.
We break out sometimes like, yeah, let the kid work. We'll go eat lunch and have him here. So that was good times. Good times, man. I miss Big Phil. Love you, Big Phil.
Cool. See ya.
See you next time.